Oh my gosh, did you just have your first flare? Or maybe you've been having flares for years. I want you to know that even though it's terrifying, and even though you think your life may be over, you are not crazy. You're not broken. And most importantly, you are not alone.
Dear Diary.
Hey, I'm Selena Faye, and I want to talk real with you today about chronic illness and flares. And I'm not talking about the list of tips of things you should do, but I want to talk real with you because you know what? I need that, and you need that too. And so today I'm going to talk about some things that I wish I had known before I ever started having flares with my chronic illness. First thing is, we can't stop the flares. So, what are flares? Flares are times where something just happens. And a lot of times there's no rhyme or reason. And when we first start having the flares, we definitely have no rhyme or reason. So a flare could be pain, it could be trouble breathing, it could be fatigue, exhaustion, brain fog, stomach issues. It could be one of those, it can be a multitude of those. And so, what it is, I'm not talking about like you go eat something and it's upset your stomach. Maybe you have some diarrhea, some vomiting. You're just going through life, and then all of a sudden, all this pain comes on, and it's so bad, and it just lingers on and on and on and on. And you try to take medicine, you try to get on a heating pad, you try to push through and keep going, but the pain is there. And then, you know what? It may last a couple of hours, it may last a couple of days, be okay for a while, and then it comes back again. And so that's what a flare is. It's when you're having the issue that keeps coming up and keeps coming up and keeps coming up. It can be headaches. It can be shortness of breath. So flares are where you just keep having the same symptoms, the same issues over and over. And then you start going to doctors and there's no really rhyme or reason for it. And it can really cause a lot of grief and make you think that you're absolutely crazy. I know I thought I was. I mean, I'm a registered nurse and I kept Googling like crazy. I kept going to the doctors, and all I kept hearing was everything's normal. Everything's fine. And I'm thinking, it's not fine. This isn't the way that I should be. Then I start thinking, is this what my life is going to be forever? And I don't want this to be my whole life forever. This is miserable having the flares and then starting to go through the grief of I'm all alone in this, because you know what? Friends start distancing themselves. They quit inviting you because you're always having to say no and cancel the plans. Or they quit inviting you because your poor, crappy attitude when you are out. And so they just don't want to. Your family and those friends that do stick around, they're just like, come on, you can push through it. You can do this. And you're trying your best, but you just physically can't do it. And those dang doctors again, I'm going to bring this up because I'm so tired of hearing diet and exercise, lose some weight, you'll feel better. Well, duh. I know that. If I could get up and do it, I would, but it makes me feel worse. When I exercise, whether it's 30 minutes of stretching or a slow paced mile walk, I'm in bed for the next couple of days because I am so fatigued and I'm hurting so bad down to the bone. So, you know what? I get really tired of hearing just diet, exercise, lose some weight, push through it. You can do it. You used to not be this way. And so, those things, one, I don't want to hear it because I already know it. And two, it makes me feel worse. I feel worse about myself. I'm already dealing with enough. You're not alone in this, because that can make you feel so alone. And I know I felt alone. And even though my family is super supportive, and they still are, as I'm still on this chronic illness journey and trying to learn to live with my chronic illness. And that has been the key for me. And some days it works, and I'm honestly, some days it doesn't. Some days I'm having a pity party, I'm angry at the world, and that's just part of it. I'm sure you're going to be that way too. And there's days that I just want to cry and cry and cry. And then there's days that I'm like, okay, I got this. I can live with this. I started having to focus on learning to live with it, not around it, but I do have to plan some things around what it is. I do have to start figuring out and listening to my body on what affects this and what affects that. I have learned I cannot eat Chick-fil-A, and it is so good. I just love everything Chick-fil-A. I love red and white. And then the customer service is out of this world, and the food actually tastes good. But when I eat it, a couple of hours later, I am hurting so bad, like from my skin down to my bones, and everything in between. Ibuprofen helps a little bit, but not completely. Hot baths helps it for a little bit, but then it doesn't help anymore. And I have just come to the terms that I can't eat Chick-fil-A, and it sucks. It really does. And some days it really sucks when I'm hungry and I'm driving past that drive-through and I can't stop and get something because I know it's going to hurt my body in the long run, and it's just not worth it. In order to start living with our chronic illness, we have to really focus and learn more. And we can't take the flares away. There's nothing that's going to stop the chronic illness. And that's the thing. It's chronic, meaning we have it all the time. And whether it's an autoimmune disease, whether it's a genetic thing, whatever it is, there's a reason you have this. And it's a reason that these flares of whatever your symptom or symptoms are that keep occurring. So we can't stop it, but we can learn to live with it. And we have to listen to our body, and that includes resting. And sometimes that's the hardest part because mentally, I know for me, I want to keep doing. I want to get up and I want to do what I used to do, and I can't. And when I have those days that I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this done, then I way overdo it, and then I pay for it later that night and the next couple of days with either fatigue, shortness of breath, pain. Those are my biggest things. Some people have a lot of brain fog. Some people have a lot of stomach issues. It just varies to every person. And so with those flares, we have to adjust our life. One of the first things for me was kind of working on my mindset and just little bitty baby steps. If I can do just 1% better, it helps a little bit. And over time, 1% over 1% over 1%, pretty soon you're at 50%. Things are 50% better. So I created 2 little checklists that I use for days that I can't get off the couch or days I can't get off the bathroom floor. And I know you know what I'm talking about. There are links below down in the descriptions that you can go grab them. They're free. I just want to share them with you. I want to help you and let you know that you're not alone in this. And so it is literally 2 pieces of paper, 1 and 2, just a little checklist. It's a little bit of mindset and it's a little bit of physical things that you can do that take literally less than 10 minutes that is going to help you feel 1% a little bit better and help you get through those flares. That's what it's about. It's like, this is going to happen. So let's put a plan in place so it can make us feel better. And I want you to know that I see you. And I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to my journey and my issues. And I know that your pain is real. I know that your fatigue is real. I know that everything you're experiencing is real. You know your body, and you are not crazy. You are not broken, and you are not alone. So I believe in you. I see you, and I'm here to get through this with you and make our lives 1% better each and every day that we possibly can.